You might have had a crush for a while now, and it may be one of your friends, maybe you've known for 10 years. It may have been someone you've been working with, or maybe it's someone you just met, right? The thing is, for all you different men out there, there's many different situations and scenarios this can apply to, right? But what doesn't matter is the scenario and situation. What truly matters is that you have a crush on this woman and you have feelings for her and you need to do something about it. If you don't do something about it, you're just short-ending yourself and you're not going to go anywhere. You need to be afraid of never knowing what your crush might think of you if they like you back or not, right? You have to go out and approach the woman and just get in that mindset of doing it. You are the man, so you need to chase a little bit, right? At least in the beginning. So I'll kind of get more, to how that goes later on. But when it comes to approaching a woman and your crush, the first thing you have to do is you have to get your mindset right before. So in order to get your mindset right, the number one turn on for a woman is you have to have confidence, right? You don't have to be a douchebag to have confidence. You can be a nice guy and you can be, be you. Don't ever change who you are for someone else. But you have to have confidence. That's the best way for you to get a chance with your crush and to make them like you and to make them want to chase you, and just the best way for approaching them. And the way to do this is that before you actually approach your crush, before you actually start a conversation and say something, in your mind, you have to make it a situation where you assume your crush is already into you. You have to assume your crush already likes you and already wants to be with you. That'll just make you naturally much more confident. It'll just kind of shift the ball game in your favor and it'll just make everything better for you. If you assume that, no matter how attractive your crush is, whether she's a 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, you have to always assume she already likes you. What it's going to kind of do is it's going to like throw her off a little bit, and it's going to kind of shift it just in your favor. And when you're assuming she already likes you, you don't want to do it in a way where you're kind of bragging about yourself, saying, I'm this, I'm that, and I have all this to bring to the table, because that's only going to make you look insecure. And that's going to make you look like, a phony, a fake. It's going to make you look unnatural. No, when you're assuming in your mind that she already likes you, you want to do it in a way where you're kind of teasing her. To kind of give you an example, you're kind of creating a vibe, right? Where you like her, you're interested in her, but you're not sold yet. You want her to show a little more, to impress you a little more before, you give her a chance. You have to go out and initiate the conversation, of course, right? And you have to go and talk to her. But if you can create a vibe where she has to impress you and she has to win you over and you're not totally sold yet, it's going to make her want you that much more, and it's going to be the best possible way to approach a girl and have a conversation with the girl, right? So just get used to having her wanting to impress you, wanting to win you over, right? So when you actually approach her and you have a conversation with her, the best and natural way and the easiest thing to talk about is you need to talk about something in the environment around you. For example, if you're at a Starbucks and you're ordering your coffee, and let's say this girl walks in and you're totally crushing on her, you want to get to know more about her, you want to date her, what you need to do is you need to walk up to her and make a comment about the environment you're in. And just say something like, oh, are you a coffee crackhead like me? And do you always go to this location before work? Or do you always, order coffee from Starbucks or Dutch Bros or whatever it may be? You need to make a comment about the environment, because it's much more natural and it shows her you actually pay attention to your environment. Even in school, make a comment. It's so easy in school. Just make a comment about something like the last test you guys took, or maybe how you don't like how your teacher talks or something. It'll be much more natural to build into a conversation, and it'll be perfect. The perfect setup for you building up into setting up that conversation where that kind of vibe where you assume she already likes you, right? And she kind of gets that hint, and you kind of make comments about her already liking you, right? So just get in the practice of approaching her and making comment about the environment. Because what happens is if you try to use a pickup line on her, if you try to hit on her, if you try to tell her how hot she looks or how beautiful she looks, she's going to either say, oh, thanks, or I appreciate that, or, cool, whatever. The thing is, it'll make you come off as honestly kind of creepy if you're using a pickup line or just hitting on her, because it already shows her that you're into her. There's nothing enticing about that. There's nothing for her to win. There's nothing for her to gain out of that. When you're approaching your crush, you want to show her that she's gaining something by being with you or by winning you over, right? And that's by you assuming that she already likes you and that she has to win you over, right? Don't do it by bragging, but do it in a way where, you just make comments like, oh, is that what me and you are gonna do in our future dates together? Or is that how you're gonna impress me later on? Saying stuff like that. For example, if she says she loves pizza, you wanna make a bold statement, and you'd make bold statements, right? When you assume she already likes you. So a bold statement would be like, is that what me and you are gonna be eating on all of our dates together in the future? Or is that what, you know what I mean? So just start making comments like that, bold comments and comments where you just assume she's already into you. It's the perfect way to approach your crush, and it just sets the vibe perfectly. So to recap, be afraid of never knowing whether your crush likes you or not. Be afraid of building up, this whole emotional attachment, and 10 years later on, you find out she doesn't like you, and that just crushes your heart. That's gonna have a much more negative effect on you than if you just knew early on whether she likes you or not, right? So get yourself in the mindset of actually approaching her. Then you gotta get yourself in the mindset of assuming she already likes you and she's already into you. Don't brag about yourself, but just make bold statements, make bold claims. Say, this is what me and you will be doing on our relationship in the future. This is, you know what I mean? Is this how you're gonna impress me? Just start getting into the vibe of saying stuff like that. Confident stuff that sounds natural and stuff 99% of guys wouldn't say out there, right? Even douchebags. You don't have to be a douchebag. You just have to get in the groove of just making confident, bold claims. But don't try to win her over by showing that you're bragging about yourself and you're this and that. It's just gonna make you look insecure. The other thing too is when you approach her, you need to make a comment about the environment you're in. Show her you're aware of your surroundings. It'll make you appear more intellectual. It'll make you appear, just better. And it's a much more natural way to build up the conversation and actually talk to your crush and approach your crush. And it'll make you that much more successful. This is the best way to approach your crush. So just kind of get in the groove of practicing that. And this takes practice. This isn't something, now that I told you, it's not something that's gonna work 100% as soon as you do it. You have to build into it and practice it, but I promise you, you will get much better results than what you were doing before, right? That wasn't working most of the time. So just try it out, try it on your crush, and just see how it works for you and see how the ball game changes in your favor. Once you start assuming this girl's into you, it's a totally different world, and you just have to start practicing it. And then you'll build up your confidence more and more and more and more as you practice it, and it'll just be better for you. So practicing on your first crush right now will only make it better for your future crushes that you practice it on later on. So that's my topic for today. Go ahead and leave a like down below. Go ahead and comment if you want to see another topic I will address in a future video of mine. I really want to know what you guys want to see. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Be safe.